What's up, guys? I'm Tim Aven. I'm the guitarist in LANCO, and we are out here on the We're Gonna Make It tour. Just got the single to radio. We grew up together, and I'm gonna take you guys through my rig. Let's start with guitars. It's my favorite part. I'm playing electric guitar mostly all night, and we'll get to why I say mostly in a second. But I've got 3 guitars out on the road for this. I'll say off the bat, all of these are set up with 10 standard elixirs. I use it on everything. 10 gauge, that's what I use on everything. All PRS on this tour. This is a 2021 PRS CE. I've got the head cover off of it right now. This is the first PRS guitar I bought. It's the one with the bolt-on neck. And out on this tour, I only use it for one song. This is tuned to open E. And we've got a song called Troublemaker that I do play slide on and whatnot. You know, the open E slide. I fake it at least. I'm an alright slide player, but it's great. It's fairly light. It's a semi-hollow one, obviously. It only comes out for that one song, but I've had this guitar for a while and really loved it. It's a road dog. It's held up great. Taking a beating, no doubt. Just keeps playing. I've got this is a Levi's strap, I believe. These things are awesome, man, and especially you'll see my main one in a second. When they get worn in, this leather will last forever. I mean, you could use this strap till the end of time. On it, 8515 pickups, the American-made version of it. I believe they use the Korean, even though it's built in America, Korean hardware. But the locking tuners, single volume, tone, push-pull tone, split the coils. The split coil sounds pretty good. I don't use that at all in this context. But on other gigs I've played and stuff, I would use that a lot. And that's what I originally got this guitar over a Les Paul, because I didn't have a humbucking guitar. For some of the versatility, split coils I think sounded better. It's lighter, the locking tuners made it stay in tune more. And this has that PRS scale length 25, which I come from a Fender background, and I've just gotten really accustomed to the in-between scale length of the PRS guitar, so this is that scale length, and I really like it. That with the locking tuners, everything was like a main choice of why I bought this one in 2021, and have used it so much. So only one song tonight on it. That's the CE. Now this guitar looks similar, same color. This is a PRS core model DGT, David Grissom Trem. That's what that stands for, in case any of y'all were wondering. And this thing is awesome. I mean, this rocks. This is like my Les Paul option. These pickups are David's signature pickups, the David Grissom ones, and they're a lot more closer to what an old Gibson might be. People say like that PAF thing. I haven't played through very many PAFs, but to me they sound really good. And more, the 8515s in that CE are a lot more hi-fi, kinda. I think if I was playing a lot of high gain music, they'd be great. LANCO, high gain's not our vibe, you know, as you'll see we've got people on banjo and stuff. It's a different vibe, but this works great for some of the rockin' stuff. This used to be the main guitar for this gig, and this is all I would play. Now, tonight, I'm just bringing it out for I do a big, long solo that's rockin', and I've got all the time in the world for it, and that's what this is for right now. And then a backup, just in case if I were to break a string on my other main one or something, switch right back, and we're rockin', you know? This is what's interesting about this. It's got 2 volumes in a single tone, push-pull also, right? Split the coils. Now these volumes are routed opposite what you'd think, actually. So on the Grissom model, this first volume is the volume for the bridge humbucker. This volume for the neck humbucker. And I think that's just because David Grissom is using the bridge humbucker almost exclusively, and he just wants that volume there quicker, which I've grown to really like. It's good. It's not too heavy. It's the back of it. Beautiful red. This is a McCarty Burst, just like that CE, but this is a true core model. This is a 2023 open back tuners. It's got the ivory buttons on it, which I love. It might be hard to see on camera, but really a cool guitar, man. And I've played this thing a lot. This has been under a lot of planes, on the bus a lot of cars, vans, no trains. I was gonna say trains too, but it's great. I've got one thing I've got different. It has a trem system. I have it locked all the way down. I don't use the trem at all, and the tuning stability is just a little bit better, and switching to drop D, I don't have to tune all the strings again. Once you change that tension on the bridge, sometimes when it's floating, you need to adjust them all a little bit. With that locked, I don't have to worry about that, so that's why. Great guitar. It used to be the main one for this. Standard tuning on this. Nothing different. There's one song that I'll go to drop D, and I don't have to go to drop D. Sometimes it depends on the night. Sometimes I have time and I go to drop D. Sometimes we don't have time and I just play it in standard and don't do a drop D. Okay, I'm always on the bridge pickup for this, especially for the solo stuff. It's bridge pickup. Volume and tone. Volume is kind of to taste. I'll start the solo sometimes at about 8, right? Then when I need to bring it up a little bit, because when I'm doing the solo too, which is right now the context I'm using this guitar, and I am not at this station, I'm up on front or I'm standing on something, so I turn on a little more drive than I'd need off the bat, and then I roll it in with the volume, right? So this is just turns into my control when I'm up there. Tone, most of the time I'm leaving wide open, but it's same thing, it's to taste. When I was using this as the main guitar for this, certain songs, if it's feeling a little bright, I just back that tone back a little bit. If it's not feeling bright enough, I run it all the way wide open. You know, I mean, that's kind of how I go with all the tones and volumes. It changes every night a little bit, especially tone-wise. If it feels a little bright, you know, this guitar is pretty full-bodied, so most of the time that tone is run all the way up. So the main one now, and I will shout out, obviously, I'm a PRS artist, and I love this stuff, man. They've been so great working with, and we have got a brand new thing out on the road, and this is cool. This is brand new. This is, well, brand new to me. This is a hollow body 2 piezo, which you'll notice there's 2 input jacks there, and I'm going to talk about how I use that in just a second. But this guitar, brand new to me. It is a 2019, great top, and this is my favorite part. Check this out. That's the back of it, man. Beautiful. And last night was our first night of me using this as the main instrument. So a couple notes about this, how it's different than the DGT. Obviously the piezo system, which we'll get into. Here, 2 pickups. They're 58-15 low turns. So they've got, it's a 3-way toggle switch, a master volume for the magnetic pickups, a master tone for the magnetic pickups, and then there's a piezo pickup under the bridge, and this is the volume for the piezo pickup. This toggle, this little mini toggle, is going in between all the way down your just magnetic pickups, in the middle your piezo and magnetic, and then up top your just piezo. Now I brought this instrument out and acquired it just literally, I mean, less than a week ago, I think. It's been awesome, but a lot of this stuff on the record, I played acoustic for, we have an intro that's acoustic, and then the chorus is big hits on electric and acoustic or whatnot, and I wanted to be able to emulate those parts more true to the record than just electric overdubbing, which we did that for a little while where I just play the acoustic part on clean electric, and it gets the job done. But what's really cool about this is I've got both of these plugged in at the same time, and when they're both plugged, this bottom one's just magnetic pickup and the top one is just piezo. Magnetic output goes through my board, normal amp, which we'll get to that stuff, but it's normal sound. Now the piezo pickup, I'm running into this LR Bags acoustic, it's venue, full isolation DI, and this goes straight to front of house, just like you would in an acoustic guitar. And it's really impressive how running this through a PA sounds like acoustic. And what's really cool is a lot of times when I'm using that, I am on the blend switch where both are being outputted. And if it's mostly an acoustic intro, I don't turn off the electric, but I roll it down. And then I've got the piezo wide open, so it feels more piezo, but it feels like you're playing 2 guitars. I mean, I'm hearing my acoustic signal and the electric at the same time, and for the big hits where we're doing da-da-ding, da-da-da, you know, it's getting the crunch of the electric, but then the good clean acoustic, and it makes it feel huge, man. I mean, it's really cool. It's something that's unique, and I haven't seen too many people doing it, although I know there's a lot of people that have, and it's been awesome. It's a whole new thing. So this has been the main guitar because I'm covering a lot of both of those grounds on it, and I really like it. A big thing is you can't feel it in here, and I don't know the exact weight. This guitar is incredibly light. It is awesome. It's a full hollow body, so the whole body is hollow, and there's a block just underneath the bridge. Whereas a 335 style guitar, there's a block most of the time through the whole center. This is completely hollow, and it's so nice. It's light. It feels like nothing's on the whole show, and then having that acoustic capability is just awesome. So brand new toy, I love it. 2019 hollow body 2. I believe they called this finish charcoal burst. what it's called. The back one more time, and I think the back is nicer than the top. But that's that same Levi's strap. Now this strap I have had forever, and it is so worn in, and I would love to show this off. Shout out at Lafayette High School, my guitar teacher Tracy Bolton gave me this. I'm 31 now. Tracy gave me this as a gift when I graduated high school, and this has been the strap I use on all my gigs. I mean, these things last forever. I'm going to use this forever. So I've got her signature back there. That's a fun thing just for me, but it's really special. And shout out Tracy. She really set my life on this path. Somehow I've ended up here. I'll start on the acoustic side. It's actually pretty simple. LR bags, which is also an LR bags piezo inside that they built in combination with PRS. So it's both LR bag system. This thing is great. I've got it set honestly. Treble pushed a little bit, presence pushed a little bit. The mid and bass just pulled back a little, and that's about it. This has a dedicated mute/tune button, which is great, and a boost. I don't really ever turn the boost on this gig. There's other situations outside of this where I use that, but here I just use this to turn that on or off. Can kill signal, can drop the cable if I need to, if I'm going out into a crowd, which we do some stuff like that. So that's pretty simple. Now here, moving to the normal board, it's desperately needs to be professionally wired, man. I mean, this is as messy as it gets, but I'll run you through it. So this is where my wireless signals come in, just a ring amp box. So the wireless signal comes through here, then we're going into the board. So I switch up what I'm using a lot every night. Every night's kind of different. I dial it to the room, what I'm feeling, but I've got 4 drives, which I'll go through. JHS Pulp and Peel right now, which is not plugged in, but it'll be, I unplugged it at soundcheck, it'll be plugged in for the show. Dunlop mini volume, and then this HX Stomp XL. So how I'm using it, the signal chain goes from this Wampler Tumnus into the Bell Overdrive, into the Nobles ODR1. You're not a Nashville guitar player if you don't have a Nobles on your board. That's a no doubt. The full drive, into the Pulp and Peel, volume, then into this and out to the amp. Most of the time, the way I'm set right now tonight is this is always on, my standard crunch signal. I've had people ask before, why do you have the Bell is kind of Wampler's take on a Nobles. Why do you have them both? This I have set brighter and with a little more gain. This is darker with a lot less gain. So it's still 2 different flavors very much. But tonight, what I'll be running is this on pretty much the whole time. And then for solos, certain solos, I'll be stacking on the full drive. This is a lot more saturated kind of thing, great for the more rockin' kind of solos. So I do a couple that are a little more rockin' with some spacey delays and stuff. So I'm using these 2 in combination a lot. There's a couple solos. This Tumnus is like Klon style, their take on a Klon type thing. This has a great different tone than everything else, and sometimes I'll kick that off and just run this first solo. And then certain nights, depending on the room, is where these 2 are alternating. Right now, tonight, and at soundcheck, this feels good. But if things are feeling really dark, I'll use this and then change the gain accordingly beforehand at soundcheck just to brighten it up a little bit, because these can be a little woofy. But I will say that hollow body guitar that I'm using mainly is a little brighter than a standard electric. This Pulp and Peel, and these knobs are a little messed up. This is normally about how I'd have it like this. I'm using pretty much exclusively as a boost, almost no compression on it. So it's just to push the normal tone I've got already up a little bit more without adding a bunch of extra gain. Now this volume pedal is actually a really important piece of this set. I do a lot of swells, a lot of riding on that. I'm using slide and going through almost pedal steely type of sounds, and I have that after the drives because I want it already hitting that tone and then bringing it in instead of swelling into the drive tone. I know people like it before a lot of times. I've just, for whatever reason, I like it a lot afterwards. I'm not sure why, but I do. So let's move up. The last thing in the chain is this HX Stomp XL. This is also my tuner. It's on the tuner mode right now, so this is what I use to tune with. We've got a normal view, kind of see this slapback and then reverb that's not mapped to a button is always on. That's my basic reverb sound. It's like their 65 spring type of reverb. This simple delay, I've got it set to a slapback. It's very subtle, but I can turn it off if I want to. The rest of all of this kinky boost is what they call it. It's just a boost. Most of the time I'm using this instead. I don't use that a lot. The two I'm using the most are these. This is Elephant Man, obviously their Memory Man style delay, and that is mapped with this tap tempo. And I use that for a bunch of songs. And I'll combine, this is the Ganymede reverb, which is a little spacier. And I'll use those two combined for a bunch of stuff. Greatest Love Story, the slide parts I'm playing, both of those are on with it. It adds a lot of, I don't know, more body to it. The delay and reverb makes it feel a little spacier, and then I'm doing a lot of swells with that, with the slide, makes it sound good. The intro to Born to Love You, I've got both of these on, and I just tap tempo to it. Now these two is another, same thing, Elephant Man and Ganymede, same set, but they're set a lot more intense, and we've got a moment in the set where I'm doing like really spacey church swells. It's not even like normal guitar, and that's when I've got both of these on. And there's only one song in the set that comes, there's actually an intro of a song that comes on. I'm doing swells with the volume pedal on like a way more spaced out version of those two. And that's pretty much the board, whole setup. This then goes out to the amp. So slide wise, I always played a glass slide, loved it. And then I was out on tour, and you find out that those can break. Brass ones don't break, so I like glass more actually, but these don't break. So out on the road, I'm using a brass one. This is a rock slide. I do not know what model it is. I know it's the smallest one. I have very skinny fingers. I play it on my pinky as well, just because then I have the facility of these 3 fingers. It's a lot easier for me. A lot of my slide playing is swelly stuff. It's not like Derek Trucks. Man, I wish it was, but it's not. But, you know, it gets the job done for me. I love the cutout in it. It makes it easy to bend. It's comfortable. So brass. And then pick-wise, these are Dunlop Tortex Flow. I'm using the .73. And then the only unique thing maybe on the pick, which I know some other Nashville guys use this, is I do not use the point of the pick. I use the shoulder of it, and I have for a decade. So these have a little point on the shoulder. And before I was using like a Fender medium. Shoulder's more rounded, and this point is a good in between from this actual point in the side. I feel like it makes it not quite as bright. It feels like I can pick a little faster. I don't know, I've always used it that way, and for some reason that's how I use the shoulder. So a little different, but I love these things. Now I will say during the show, these are not our LANCO picks, and I do not like using our actual LANCO picks very much, so they're not set up on my stand yet, but there's a couple moments in the show where I know I'm gonna get done with something and throw a pick out. I'll set these picks off to the side, and I grab a LANCO pick for that, so I don't get rid of these. So I don't throw these out, but at some point I'm going to get some custom ones of these, and then we can actually throw them out. But that's what I like pick-wise. All right, let me take you guys back to the amp. Okay, amp world. I'm somehow still standing. Last one in the group that uses a real amp. I'm very thankful that I can a lot of times, and I have a lot of peers that you have to go direct. I like an amp. I play terrible direct. I just like an amp, so I'm very thankful that I can. And it works good. It's a good blend. We've obviously have it backfired. This is facing away from the stage. And I've got pretty simple setup wise. This is a PRS HDRX20. And same thing, obviously. Shout out to PRS for working with so much of this stuff, man. It's such a good company, and it's just really helped build this rig out. And this stuff is awesome. This, they say, is like a Marshall kind of thing. I run it probably a lot cleaner than someone would being an Marshall. I grew up playing Fender amps. Fender clean platform is what I'm comfortable with. I dial this in to feel more like this. It's 20 watts. I do not know what type of tubes are in it. Normally I would. This specific one I don't. Settings wise is pretty standard on here. You can kind of see, and it's hard. I'll run you through because it might be hard to see how these are. This is presence, bass, middle, treble. These mini toggles are off. Master volume, treble preamp, and bass preamp. So what's unique about this is it's like a Marshall that's already jumped. So you always got the treble preamp and bass preamp volume on. And it's nice. You can dial in a ton of tones with it, but as you can see, I've mostly got the master up past 6, the treble in a little bit to push it, and then the bass pretty low. If you kick too much bass up on this, it will get woofy with the humbuckers. So keeping it like that, I've got a little bit of crunch on my normal signal, but as I said before, I'm keeping that Nobles ODR on, and that's most of where the beef comes from. and this is fairly clean. Not crazy loud, 20 watts. They're great little amps, workhorse, and they're really accessible. They're not that expensive. I'm running that into this cabinet that I love. This is a Sir cabinet with a Bella reverb head that sometimes I run, but I don't have that out today. And this thing is awesome. It's a 1x12. I love the fact that this is like actual mahogany that they discontinued that a while ago and just went to wrapped Tolex like this, but got the mahogany one. Speaker wise, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a Celestian V-type G12. You might be able to get a shot in there. Celestian V-type, and it's great. This speaker's really worn in. I've had it for maybe 5 or 6 years, and it's played who knows how many shows. And it's great. Thanks for coming out, following along on this, checking out the gear today. I love showing this stuff to you guys. LANCO, we're on the We're Gonna Make It tour, brand new record out, We're Gonna Make It. The single, We Grew Up Together, just went to country radio. Really excited about it. We're here in Chicago tonight. I don't even think I said that. Joe's on Rosemont. Can't wait. It's going to be a great show. You can check out any of our socials, LANCO. You type in LANCO, it's everywhere you'd find it, right? Everywhere. Spotify, all the stuff. You can check out our website for merch and tour dates. And then also, I run my own YouTube channel. If you're interested in some stuff like this and following along with what life's like on the road, it's Tim Aven Music, at Tim Aven Music. You can find me anywhere on my own personal stuff there. So thanks you guys for stopping in with Digital Tour Bus and Gear Masters. See you next time.